Rasulullah. On behalf of the Deanship of Academic Development, we would like to welcome all of you to today's workshop. We are pleased and we're glad and we're thankful to Dr. Hussein from the Electric Engineering Department to offer this or to facilitate this workshop, the use of technology for teaching and learning. And at the Deanship, we are always very, very proud when you see somebody, one of our faculty members, is the facilitator for any one of our events. This gives us, a real great pleasure. Dr. Alaa Hussein, we have noticed that he has a real passion towards technology, or use of technology in teaching and learning. Not only that, he is very knowledgeable in this regard. And even furthermore, he's one of the guys who is always willing to share his knowledge and experience with his colleagues. And so thank you a lot, Dr. Alaa. I would just like to add one other thing in this regard. Dr. Alaa, he earned two important awards, and they really go together. One in teaching, excellence in teaching and learning, and the other one, excellence in structural technology. With this, Alaa, I will leave the floor for you.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein. Okay, assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am pleased to be with you today, inshallah, to explore together the recent technology in teaching and learning. Hopefully, in today's workshop, we will try to touch some aspects of what we have already now at KFUPM, what we can use for technology, and what we have in our hands. For example, the mobile that we have, all of us have. How can we utilize this mobile towards more towards teaching and learning? And inshallah, we will discuss some of the soft applications which can be very useful in running classrooms and for teaching and learning in general. So inshallah, hopefully this will be our outline. We will have some introduction about the history of technology in general, and especially when we are talking about the educational technology, what we have in the past, what we have currently, and is this trend will continue. So we will discuss this briefly together, inshallah. We will shed some light on the available educational technology that we have. Some of it, of course, not all the educational technology that we have with KFUPM. We will have some tips. How can we take the more advanced? Oh, sorry, the PowerPoint is not shown.
Not yet, Alaa.
Oh.
Yes, now it's coming.
Thank you.
It's the outline, yeah.
Okay. So we will discuss also what we have in our hands, the mobile. How can we take more advantage of the mobile? And we will discuss the Microsoft whiteboard and Microsoft Forms. How can we utilize Microsoft whiteboard in teaching, in classroom learning? And it has some very nice features that I am sure that some of us doesn't know about it. So we will discuss this hopefully. And also the Microsoft Forms, this is very handy, like a utility where you can use it to create quizzes. You can have some forms to collect feedback from students. A lot of stuff you can do with Microsoft Forms. And the nice feature about both of them, whiteboard and the Microsoft Forms, that you can include both of them within your teams. If you are using Microsoft Teams, they are easily integrated. You can easily integrate them into your teams, or you can use them as a standalone if you want. And I have a small proposal to Dr. Said at the end for the dad about that, what I call it technology frequently asked questions, technology facts. So we'll discuss this hopefully at the end, inshallah. So to begin with, one of the philosophy always that we have in innovative design is what we call scamper. One part of this scamper, which is the C, stands for combine. Combine means that sometimes we have a current technology or a current device, we wanted to integrate it with more devices. Like, what will be the rationale behind that? The rationale behind that we wanted to target more customers, or we wanted to target like more customers by means we will provide them a solution that it will be somehow cheaper, and also it will be more effective. So one of those proposals, one of those like trends is what I call the all-in-one philosophy. It's called all-in-one, but I can call it, it's a philosophy. The one famous example for that we all aware with is like the printer. As we know, all of us need the printer in like in their work, whether as a regular user or educator or small business or even large business. So we need printer, we need a scanner, we need a photocopier, and in the old days we used to need the fax. So the people thought about it. What if we can combine all of those in one device? And that was the all-in-one device, which was very famous, like since the end of 90s. Even up till now, we can see it, but of course without the fax. Like the fax is discarded nowadays. No one is using the fax, so it will include the printer, the fax, and the photocopier. This all-in-one philosophy has its own advantages and disadvantages. We can say that its advantages, all the parts are like in harmony. They are tuned together. So we expect that they will work more like best together. Also, the size will be small. Cost, it will be for sure less than the like combined cost for all of them. And in most situations, it will look stylish and organized. You don't have like many cables to connect these devices together, or at least you don't need power cables for each one of them. No, it's only one device which can do the many jobs. On the other hand, this philosophy has its disadvantages. For example, if I wanted to upgrade it, it will be very difficult, if not impossible. If one item is broken, most probably the whole system will collapse. So we have to compromise between these two, the advantages and disadvantages. Another well-known example that all of us is using is the smartphone. The smartphone is not started as a smartphone. If we went back to the history in the early of 2000, around 2000, and by the end of 1990, early 2000, we have this device which is called PDA, or personal digital assistant. I don't know if all of us used it. I used like this device before. It was like very efficient. However, the only advantage that you can use this, it's like organizer. It's like digital organizer. You can have some notes, you can have your contacts, but it has no communication capability. Even if you wanted to synchronize it with your computer, you have to connect it using a cable to your computer to do the synchronization. And we have the regular, again, I'm talking about the starting of this century, around 2000. We have the regular cell phone. The regular cell phone have only like calls, voice calls, in addition to SMS, no data. At that time, we don't have like data yet for the mobile as we have nowadays. Later, with the GSM, we have what we call the GPRS, which is used for communication. And this, my favorite device, which is the BlackBerry, but this is the original BlackBerry, RIM BlackBerry, by the way, and that was mainly as a two-way pager. It's called by that name by this name at that time. It's two-way pager because we have at that time the regular pager, and that was like receiving only. This was the BlackBerry was able to send and receive emails, and at that time it was a breakthrough. And the BlackBerry was mainly used with the corporations. No customers, like regular customers, were using the BlackBerry at that time. I'm talking about at 1998 to early 2000. I was one who have this device while I was working with research in motion, and that's why I like this device a lot. And also we have the camera. Most of the users were having those devices to like one or two or three of those devices together. Sometimes he needs his PDA, he needs a mobile, he needs this two-way pager for sending and receiving emails, and camera, of course, if he like wanted to document some trips or like some personal or even some official like trips. In 2000 or like starting 2000, most of the companies were trying to approach each other, not approaching that they wanted to cooperate. No, each one wanted to have the customers from the other one. I can see it that way. So each one was trying to add the other features that the customers need to his device. And at that time, even the PDA itself, it has some like war with the companies like Palm Pilot at that time and Hand, which is spin off, and so on. And this so like not smartphone, the phone, the mobile producers at that time were trying to add the capabilities that the PDA have, and also the capabilities that this two-way pager has. In addition to that, RIM, on the other hand, we're trying to add the like phone capability to their mobiles. This device has no voice, has no phone, and the early stages with RIM, they added with like headphones. We were using headphones just as test when I was with RIM. By 2006, 2007, of course, before that, 2003, we have some smartphone devices. Those smartphone devices were based on the Windows CE operating system. We have iMate, several of manufacturers at that time, but the real breakthrough happened when Apple introduced the iPhone, and that was we can say the real start of the smartphone. The smartphone, which all of us have nowadays, it can combine all the devices that we have now, and I can say even much more. Like the mobile phones that we have, it has more capabilities than some of the computers. Just a small example for that, I remember like in when I was in the BSc, I have a laptop That was in 1991. I have a laptop which has 10 meg hard disk, 640K RAM, and processor 4.77 megahertz. Of course, all of those specs cannot be compared with the like least performance smartphones that we have nowadays. Now, what about the classroom? Technology in classroom is always evolving. We started with overhead projector, and the overhead projector, we have it since we can say 1950s, and that was based on the old technology that we have from the 19th century. It's optical, projection. Some of us worked with this even at KFUPM up to 2000. We can say up to 2000, something like that, or 2005 at KFUPM. Worldwide, it's by 2000 it started to collapse, and that one was like straightforward. You have transparency fields. You will have the transparency here, and it will be projected on the screen. This projector or overhead projector was used, I can say, from the 1950 up to 2000. Starting from 1980, we have the, or around 1980, we have the pairs of like the video projectors that we have nowadays. And it evolved in the 90s, in 1990 something. And in between these two, we have like what was called data show, or the LCD panel. This LCD panel was small. I used it in 1990s, but unfortunately I cannot find any photo on the internet for this like LCD panel. It was transparent, and it was used on top of the overhead projector to reflect the computer picture. So it is connected to the computer via the Vega cable, and it will project the picture on the screen. So it was the early trial to have this video projector. However, this version doesn't last much in the market. Maybe most of us didn't see it at all. I worked on it on the 1990s, and it was fine at the time. But again, it doesn't last. Now, what about the current situation? What we have now? Currently, based on the same all-in-one devices, based on the old or the all-in-one philosophy, we are trying to have what we call interactive educational.
Is there anything wrong? I'm trying to access the smart printer. It even tried to connect to it. I couldn't double click.
Are you on CCM domain or CCC domain?
I'm CCM domain.
Excuse me, who is speaking?
Dr. Wasfi.
I'm sorry.
Oh, وصفي. Okay, يعطيك العافية.
Okay.
Okay.
So the interactive educational panel that we have now, we are, or the people, we're trying to combine all what we have in our classroom. If we can summarize what we currently have in our classroom, or like what we used to have, of course we need a board with I'm talking about regular board with like white, green, whatever. We may have like smart board, and of course computer, and the video projector. So people try to say, okay, what if we combine all of those in one device? And this will be interactive educational panel. which is something like that we have currently at KFUPM in some of the buildings. So this interactive educational panel, it represents the all-in-one solution with its advantages and disadvantages. So we have here computer. We don't need, of course, projection. The screen itself, it will have much better resolution as compared to the projection. And it has some built-in software that can be used for the board, in addition to software to be used as a smart board. And the nice features about that you can record your boards and you can send it to your students. So this is one of the solutions that are currently available and that we have here at KFUPM. And also there is another possible solution. If we are looking for the possible solutions at KFUPM, this all-in-one smart screen, and also with the new faculty's notebook, the Dell ones, which has touch screen and active pen, by connecting it to the current video projector, we can still have most of the smart capabilities that we have in the all-in-one smart screen. Using the Microsoft board, which we will discuss briefly in a minute, inshallah, and you can have even more features than the interactive boards that we have with the all-in-one smart screen. And of course, you have all of your like slides or whatever you are using with your students, even simulation programs, you can use it. However, some small note, if you will use this computer with the old like video projectors that we have at KFUPM, those old video projectors in most of the rooms are using only VGA. So you will need this small converter, which will convert from type C to VGA to be able to use it on your like old classrooms, converted into smart ones, if we can say it like that. Now, is this all-in-one smart screen will be the future? Actually, right now I can see two competitors: the digital flip chart and the all-in-one smart screen. Let us call it all-in-one smart screen. This digital flip chart offered by many companies, this will give the same feeling as a regular flip chart. However, this is all digital. Even you can have multiple sheets, of course, digital sheets, and you can do some present some photo, like images, connected to a computer, whatever you wanna, and also the all-in-one smart screen. I cannot see a real winner between these two because each one will have its advantages and disadvantages, especially in terms of which one will be not unbreakable, but it will withstand more like the students and all of that stuff. Maybe the digital flip chart will be better in that regard. In terms of resolution and some other features, the all-in-one will be better. In terms of durability, maybe the digital flip chart. In terms of price, like they are comparable. Like I can see those are comparable. And we don't forget that if we opted for this one, the upgrade maybe is not that easy, especially for the computer, unless you will have external computer. And in that regard, what I can see, if one company wanted to win in this battle, if they can go to, I can say, modular solution. In other words, if I'm working with this one and I wanted to change the computer, it will be just a module that can be changed. So far, I cannot see any company which has this modular solution, and we will see who will win at the end. But we, based on the history, we expect that those solutions will be in the market for at least like 15 to 20 years from now, until we have some new technology. Now, let us try to do this form together. This form, it's only meant to see how you are using technology equipment with your classroom. And after doing that, maybe we can do some discussion on it. And we will talk later about how can we do something similar to that. First of all, to access this form, I can have here the post the URL, or you can scan the QR code using your mobile. And this is one of the advantages that we can use with our students in the classroom. If you want him to do a quick quiz or fill, it's simply you can give him a QR code like this one, just scan it by his mobile, and that's it. He can do this one. So I appreciate if you can like either scan the code or let me have the URL in the chat. By the way, for this form, names will not be recorded. It's anonymous. So we'll discuss it anonymously. Like the names will not be recorded for your participation. So thank you. I can see so far we have 13 responses. So we have 14 responses so far. Let us discuss the data based on this one, 15. As you can see here, like we can see even live responses here. So we are having 16 now. So if we check the data that we have, and I will comment also about how the form is done, which I can see it a nice feature to the two forms. So as you can see here, in the first question, which of the following you prefer for running your lecture? We can see the majority of our colleagues, 7 out of 16, are like preferring the all-in-one smart screen. Of course, we can understand that because it has some advantages. You don't need to carry your mobile, your computer, and hopefully, since it's all integrated, we can expect less trouble with it. And also, we still have 3 of our colleagues out of 16, as we said, still they prefer to have the regular whiteboard. And again, this is totally understandable. Like maybe with that, like when the time advance, I expect that we will have here like 0, and that we have like higher on that end. Your laptop with video projector 4 and university podium 2. Now, those questions, how you can handle problems if they arise during your session. This question, if you have the podium computer is not working, what will be your action? We can see two is saying that he will use a whiteboard. If the smart screen is not working, what will be your action? Like 4 are using the whiteboard, which are the majority, to change the classroom, and 1 wait for ICTC to fix it. If the projector is not working, again, we can say 2 are like opted for the whiteboard, and like 1 for the classroom and 1 to wait for the ICTC. So this is what I mean from this one. We have to be prepared with technology. Technology is not 100% guaranteed. We have to have plan B. What if that problem happened? How can we tackle this one? So based on that, maybe we cannot remove the like whiteboards from our classroom, because we can expect a problem with the technology at any time, and we cannot wait until this fixed. Otherwise, the class will be over. The nice feature that maybe some of you noticed that during this session, this forum, you will find that you didn't receive all of those questions. That's because of that the questions was conditionally based on your answers. And this is what I can see, very nice feature of the forums that can be utilized in if you wanted to have a survey to your students, or if you wanted to have even quiz, and you have different routes based on the student answers. I will show to you like how we will do this, hopefully in a minute when we will discuss this forum. Now, with the mobile that we have in our hand, we can do a lot. As I said in the beginning, the mobile that we have has more processing capabilities. It's actually not more. Like we are talking about many folds, or like decades, like better than the old computers that we have. There is many productivity and educational tools that are available for almost all of the programs that we have. And I will discuss only 2 of them, or like one general and some utils. So we can have MATLAB on our mobile phone, scientific calculators, circuit simulators, digital simulators, C compilers, Arduino compilers. And by the way, even for this Arduino, you can program your Arduino, you can program your microcontroller using the mobile. You don't need the computer, by only connecting this cable. It's OTG cable or on-the-go cable. Maybe it's better to, yeah. So we have this on-the-go cable or OTG cable. If you connect this to your mobile, simply on the other end here, you will have your USB of the Arduino board, and you can program the Arduino board using your mobile. And if you wanted to move data from your mobile using Flash, you can do it using this cable. In addition to scanner, like we have a nice scanner, scanner applications with the mobile, and also this IP camera. I will discuss them in a minute. So let us have small examples to what you can do with your mobile. The first example, the MATLAB. The MATLAB mobile, I noticed that, especially this year, the math department started to use MATLAB within their curriculum and their recitation sessions. And always we have a problem with the number of computers that are available. And I know that at the beginning of the semester, there was like a lot of issues regarding accepting the students, and we don't have enough computers and so on. What if the student can use his mobile to run the MATLAB? And it's the actual MATLAB, it's not a version. It will be cloud-based. The student or the instructor, we can log in to the download. First of all, download the MATLAB mobile application, and you can log in using your KFUPM ID. And in this case, you will run the cloud version of the MATLAB. And by running the cloud version of MATLAB, you can do many of the regular stuff that you have on the PC. I cannot say it's 100%, but for our students, especially if we wanted to use it for recitation or so, it will be like very effective. Let us see how this is running. And this 3D graph is done using the MATLAB mobile. And let us see how this will be done. As you can see here, like all what you need to do is open the MATLAB, which is cloud version. It will be connected to the cloud in this case. And the nice feature about this MATLAB mobile is that it has access to the sensors, to the mobile sensors. So you can, if you wanted to store the acceleration, like magnetic field around the device, orientation, you have access to all the sensors. And by starting recording the sensors, it will keep a data file on your mobile where you can draw them later. So you can have them as an assignment if you wanna with the students or whatever you wanted to do. I ran only this example to show the capabilities. So we have, this is 3D plot. As you can see, it's a regular M file, run it, and you will be, the figure will be generated, and you can display your figure. So as you can see here, it's accessible, and you can have it in your classroom immediately if you wanna to use it with your student, MATLAB, whatever the math department or any other department that you wanna to use MATLAB with your student. Another application which all of us needed. If you attended, like with that before, we have Dr. Wajih gave us a workshop about using OneNote for grading, for manual grading, and also Dr. Wasfi gave us a workshop about Gradescope. And in both of them, you need to do scanning to the student work. Of course, the best way to scan will not be your mobile. The best way to scan it will be using your machine photocopier in the department, or the fast. Let me stop this for now. Oh, sorry, I don't need this one. Okay. So the fast scanner in the department, or the photocopier, and the photocopier can do this in an excellent way and very fast. But sometimes you need to do scan to like a document, and you don't have access to those tools, to those equipments. So in this case, you can use your mobile to scan the documents. We have two major apps that can be used for that, which is Microsoft Lens and CAB Scanner. Those are the mostly popular two apps. The advantage of Microsoft Lens, it's a free, and it can store directly to your drive, KFUPM drive, without a subscription. It's a free. For CAM Scanner, if you wanted to do most of those, you need to have subscription if you wanted to store to the cloud. Again, let us see how can we do scanning to like some document using this lens, Microsoft Lens. This is Microsoft Lens. As you can see here, this is the document. It's just you show it on the paper, it will detect automatically and just add another page and so on. So as you can see here, I did those 5 pages in about like 30 seconds or so. And of course, you can have them faster than that. It will automatically detect the page of the document, and then it will store it at the end and give you opportunity to save it either to your gallery or to Drive directly. So we can see here, I will just, you can save it, as you can see here, gallery, PDF, OneNote to OneDrive. So you can upload it directly to OneDrive, your OneDrive if you wanna, or to OneDrive, and then later you can do whatever you wanna with it. And this is the file that is scanned using this one. Okay, yeah. That was the file which was scanned. And like it took less than like 30 seconds for those 5 pages. Another nice app, but I don't know, hopefully it will work. I will check if it will work or not. Here in this one, let me double check if it will work. Because sometimes the universal network preventing it. This is IBCam. I will just check if it's working now. Yeah, it's working. So as you can see here, I converted my mobile into IBCam. And that can be very helpful. And as you can see here, that can be very helpful if you wanted to show to students some experiment. You can run it and the students can see it, whether they are remotely from your place or even in the classroom. If you have this board in the classroom and you want to run it, whatever the project is, the experiment is. Like again, this is electrical, but you can have in chemical, whatever is the experiment you have, you can share it with the student, and this can be recorded and do whatever you wanna with it. So those are just 3 apps that you can use using your mobile. And like they can be used immediately in your classroom, which have their like advantages as we saw in a couple. So I wonder if we can have a small break if you have any questions regarding what we have so far before we move to the next part.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Can you please tell again the name of those scanners?
Lens. Okay, let me write it in the chat.
Please.
Yeah, it's scanner.
Cam scanner.
Yeah, and the office lens.
Office lens. Thank you very much.
You are now, let us proceed. Now I will talk about Microsoft Whiteboard. Microsoft Whiteboard is a digital application that functions like a traditional whiteboard. However, it will be hosted virtually. It will be hosted in the cloud, and you will have access to your like shared whiteboards or like from anywhere, like on different platforms. Those digital whiteboards can integrate with like Teams very easily. They can integrate with Zoom, with most of the video conference and like for screen sharing. It has some features that we will explore it together in the coming minutes, inshallah. And it's available either online as a web-based. We have Windows app. Even with Teams, it's available with Teams using iOS, mobile, Android, almost even of, I think, Chrome devices, because since it's web-based, it can be accessed from any, like almost all digital devices. Even if you wanted to access it using your smart TV, you can access it using smart TV. Now, the Microsoft Whiteboard can be used for many applications. It can be used for teaching and learning, where we will discuss today, inshallah. It can be used to run meetings, brainstorming, project management, problem solving, and also can be used for gaming if you wanna. Like as icebreaker at the beginning of your meeting session, or like classroom or whatever, you can have some sort of games which we can run one of them in a minute, inshallah. The nice feature about Microsoft Whiteboard that I am sure that most of us didn't use it because they don't know that aware that it exists. It has many templates, and those templates can be injected into Whiteboard and you can start working with. However, those templates so far are not available in the Windows version. So to take advantage of those templates, you have either to run the Whiteboard through Teams or through the web. I'm hoping that Microsoft will have this inject this into the Windows version very soon. But like how soon? Sometimes they do it in a couple of weeks. Sometimes they took months to do it. So we will explore those templates in a couple of seconds, inshallah. So let us check how can we work with like whiteboards. First of all, if you wanted to use the or let me open this first. If you don't have the Windows version, you can download it from the store. Just write Whiteboard, Microsoft Whiteboard. Okay, Microsoft Whiteboard. You will find it here, and you can install it. This is from Microsoft Store. And by the way, the nice feature about the Office as a Microsoft Store is that you can install any software from the Microsoft Store on your KFUPM PC without needing the administrator password. So all the programs in the Microsoft Store can be installed with no need to ask ICTC to do it on your behalf. Or we can do it from here. I will go to the web version. Simply write whiteboard.microsoft.com. I will log in using KFUPM. You have to log in using KFUPM. As you can see here, you will have the history of any boards that you have. We will start a new board together. The important feature about the whiteboard here is that you can use it for collaboration. You can ask the students they can solve problems on this board, for example, while they are seated in on their chair. So they can like collaborate with each other and with the instructor to solve any problem or to provide some ideas and so on. So let us discuss it quickly. How can we like navigate through this the whiteboard? First of all, you can make like zoom in and zoom out up to, as you can see here, up to like 800 zooming in and zooming out. We can go like up to 0.5%. So here it's a huge space. It's a huge space. Let us have it for now on 100%, around 100%. Now, as you can see here, starting from here, if you click on the home, it will return to the home screen where you will have your old whiteboards. And for each one, you can delete them if you wanna. You can rename test whatever. And again, I will create new one for now. And I will name this whiteboard. Okay. Now, as you can see here, like starting from the left, you have here this one for you can do selection. Here, the inking, it will like enable this panel, so it will hide and unhide. And this, the plus, it will open this and close it for create. Now, what you can have, as you can see here, this is sticky note with different colors, and even you have grid of sticky notes. And with sticky notes, you can use it with students. They can, each one can provide his ideas here, or you can do brainstorming with the students and so on. And we will have some templates which we will explore in a second, inshallah. You can add text. This is or you can simply use especially using pen, the pen that you have with like your laptop. You can draw whatever you wanna, and as you can see here, even you can have arrows. So, for example, here, and this arrow can be either one-sided or two-sided, like one end or two-ended. So you can have arrows like that, or let us have single. And for this one, of course, you can change the colors. You can do a lot of stuff. Change the color, the width, and so on. Let us see this one. And also from here, if you choose here, enhance inked shapes. So it will try to have a shape like corrected the shape like whatever it's circle, if it's rectangular or whatever, a triangle. So whatever the shape is, it will try to correct it. We have here, of course, shapes, image. In the image, you can have any image. Let us have any image from the device here. Pictures, no pictures, it's okay. You can have documents. That document you can have either PDF or PowerPoint. So, for example, let us have here this presentation sample PPT. Okay. Sorry, it's slow. I don't know. Yeah. So let us say I need this slide here, and then you can ask the students to comment on that, or they can like answer if this is need answer. They can answer questions and so on. So you can have here, as I said, either PowerPoint or PDF, and you can insert the pages that you wanna from those. Now, the nice part here that we can share, as you can see here, I will share link. And of course, you can do this sharing either as like link, as we have before, or you can create your QR code for the students. Okay, sorry, I don't know, the network in the university, it's slow a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to create a link now so you can access the same board that we have. I mean this board. This copy link. So if I have the link here, so I posted the link. If you access this link, you will access the same board, so you can see it on your mobile, either using the web or using the app. If you install the app, it will instruct you that you can install the app on your mobile. And after that, you can do like sharing. You can write whatever you wanna on the board. Of course, the instructor have, you can, at any time, you can close the sharing and you can convert it to read only. And we will see this in Teams in a couple of minutes, inshallah, when we are starting that. Here, as you can see here, we can change the background if we wanna. So format background, you have different backgrounds and also different colors. Let us say we will have, it's okay, any color like this. And at the end, you can export the image, whatever you have here, export it, and you can share it with your student later. You can have, let us say, we will have it as a high resolution, export, and now we will have downloads. Yeah. So this will be exported as an image, and you can, if you wanted to give it to your student later, you can distribute it to your student. Now, the powerful features that I can see in the whiteboard, in addition to that, is its templates. Let us delete all of that. Okay, so as you can see here in the template, we have many templates for brainstorming, for problem solving, design research, strategy. Some of them, of course, will be repeated because they are common between brainstorming and problem solving, for example, and so on. So you will find some of them are common. Those templates, some of them are very simple and some are like extended ones, like for workshop. As you can see here, for workshop, it will have the brainstorm workshop, will have the complete workshop. In other words, it will start with gaming, as you can see here. It has here the duration. This one, it's the total duration is 1.5 hours expected. This is the step one, where it will start with a game. Okay. As you can see, oh, sorry. Okay. So as you can see, it will start with gaming here. And then this is the brainstorming and gathering the ideas and the conclusion at the end. So during this workshop, all of your workshop can be run on a single whiteboard. or like a single whiteboard. As you can see, you will start here. The gaming, this like game, you can have it with the students. It's 2 truths and 1 lie, where each one will write 3 facts, 3 points. 2 of them will be true and 1 is a lie. And each member from his team should try to guess which one is a lie. And at the end, he will reveal which one was the correct answer. So as you can see, each one will write his name and write the 3 habits, or like 3 information. And each one will have to use the stickers from here, the reactions. He can have like any reactions that he wants, that this is a lie, or to choose the lie. And also here we have the brainstorming. Some other, sorry, here. Let me delete this, all of that. Okay. Some other templates, as I said, are like much simpler. For example, if you want the brain writing, and you can have this in most of your classes where you want to like have brainstorming. The idea here is very simple, that each one will write his name from the team. He will, let us say you wanted to came up with a certain idea to like solve any problem. So each one will suggest a solution in the first round. Then each one will be moved to the next one and suggest a solution based on his colleague solution, and so on, until we are finished with all rounds. Then we can discuss all the findings of the session. Let us have, I don't know if you logged in or not. I hope that you can log in. Let us have this small game, where in the world, where each of us can simply log in here, can write in one of those that town that he, or the city that he was born in. So this is, I don't know if you can access it. I will choose anyone here. I will write here, for example, K. I don't know if you get access to it. Okay, anyways, like the objective of this game is that you can have it with your like students. Each one will write his like where is it born, and maybe he can even tell a story about that city, like a nice feature of the city, or nice or well-known like items there, and that can help to more discussion between the team members. So those are some of the features that we have with the whiteboard. And again, I prefer always to use the version, the web version. The web version has access to the template. The version, the Windows version, let me open the Windows version for you. Whiteboard. Oh, Microsoft. Whiteboard. Oh, I don't have it on this PC. It's okay. So the other one doesn't have that template. So this one is better. Now, this is regarding the whiteboard. I wonder if there are any questions regarding the whiteboard. I will include it in Teams in a couple of minutes, inshallah. how can we use it with Teams?
Dr. Alaa, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just one single thing about the mobile phones. Can the student use their mobile phones to respond or to interact with the whiteboard?
Yes, they can.
And is it efficient?
It is.
Okay.
Like I tried it once. It's actually it's okay. The delay is acceptable. There is some delay, but it's acceptable.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe for this, Dr. Yaqub, sometimes it's better since the students have their mobiles anyways, to keep them busy with like our lecture is better than they are busy with other stuff. So it's better to keep them busy like with their learning. So this is regarding the whiteboard, and I will be back. We will be back to the whiteboard later with Teams. The other like tool that is very nice, which is the Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms can be used to create surveys, quizzes, polls, and you can easily see the results as we saw it together a couple of minutes ago. When you create a quiz or form, you can invite others or assign it to the students to do their answers. And in this case, you can choose to have it as anonymous, or you can record the names, or in other words, you can restrict it to only the people within KFUPM, within our organization. And it has like a nice built-in analytic tool, which can analyze the data as we saw in our data a couple of minutes ago, or we can export it to Excel. So let us try to like see it. But before that, let us see what is inside. For forms, we have mainly two forms, either form or quiz. The form can be used for survey, poll, electronic form. And the quiz is used for quizzes. So those are regarding the types of forms that are available. For the types of questions that we have, of course, I cannot compare it with Blackboard. Blackboard has more features, but the forms are easier in integration with other platforms, and also it can be distributed individually. And I will show it to you that you can have it even inside your PowerPoint. We will see it in a couple of seconds. So those are the different types of questions that we have. We have multiple choice, and it can be either single or multiple answers. Both are allowed. Text, whether it's short or long, rating by star or number, date, ranking, and file upload, where you can use it in many of the questions that you have. If you can ask the students, for example, to scan their answers and then upload it to the form, or like as a quiz or whatever. So you can use this file upload. We have different settings, which we will explore in a minute in the forms. First of all, for each question, you can specify, is this required or not? Is it a must or not? You can change the theme if you want to like there's a couple of themes that you can choose from. You can upload images, videos to the questions. You can review your question before you release it to the students. You can do branching, and that what I used in the one a couple of minutes ago, where you, based on the student answer or based on the responder answer, you can go to a certain question or a certain part. And also you can have sections, by the way. The sharing options are like, we have a wide range of sharing options. You can share it using link, QR code, and embedded code within our page, or you can send it by email. And even I use forms in my classroom to collect the attendance by showing a QR code. The student will scan it using the mobile and write their ID, and it will be stored in the form where I can get it later. And the nice point here is that it will be with the student name. I mean, he cannot like write the information of other his class mate, for example. No, it will be recorded by name. So let us see like a small demo here about the forms. Forms, again, it's forms.microsoft.com. Before I proceed, as you can see here, those are my forms. You can find here, those are forms which are not attached to any group. And maybe we can talk about this when we are talking about teams. And we can have forms within each group. For example, let us say here, this one, those quizzes or like those assignments are related to this particular group, which is MS Teams workshop or whatever. So like, for example, if I can find one of the sections that I have before 202, okay. No, this one doesn't have, maybe I deleted them. Okay, so let us start. To start, as you can see here, if you press here, it will be new quiz, but if you click here, you can choose form. It depends on, do you want a quiz or form? Quiz is only for quizzes. Form can be used for surveys, collecting information, and so on. Let us say we will do a quiz. So as you can see here, we will have the title, quiz test or workshop. Those what we have here. And by the way, it can give you some recommendations based on your previous forms that you did. For example, I was doing an example, so it suggests this: where is Saudi Arabia located? Okay, let us say I will take this one. Add select. Add new. We can have multiple choice. So let us say when will be the graduation day? Whatever, like Tuesday. As you can see here is a nice feature here. Once you started, it has some smart feature. When I start right, it's Tuesday, it said, okay, do you wanna to add any of those? So I can, let us say, add those. And say this is the correct answer. You can choose the correct answer. If you choose here, you can choose here if this is, it can have multiple answers, and required means it will give asterisk beside the question itself, and the student cannot pass this one. He has to provide answer for that one. You can have ranking, for example, a rating. So if you have a rating, you can like give a rate to technology and KFUPM. And of course, you can choose either star or numeric number. Oh, let us have it as a star. If I choose for any question required, the next by default will be required. And if you wanted to upload a picture, you can insert a picture from here. Okay, so we can have like upload a picture, image or video, whatever. Even video, you can have video with your question. Also, here add, let us say, text. And if you want a mass to include mass equations, you can have here mass equations. Here you can write your equation. So again, it's mass, sorry, whatever. So you can provide mass. Of course, this is not an equation at all, but it's okay. Also, of course, if I don't need mass, no, this one is okay. This is math. Add new text. Yeah, this is a nice feature here that you can add branching. By adding branching, here, let us say, if you answer this question, what you wanted to go next, you can go to like any question, like let us say, when will be the graduation day, and so on. So you can do this branching for each one, go to end of form, and so on. I will discuss with you the one that we just did. So here, you can have your questions. Once you are done with your questions, and you can do the branching, whatever you wanna, you can choose the theme from here. There is a couple of themes that you can choose from. So let us say that we will choose that one. At any time, you can preview your work. So here, like this is like the question, this is required, let us say Asia, it will open the other question and so on, because we choose to have it one by one. Now, here, the settings, this is very important. As you can see here, if you choose only people in my organization can respond, the link that you provide cannot be used with anyone. He has to log in using KFUPM credentials. And in this case, you can choose to record the name and allow one response or more. If you want more than one response, you can uncheck that. If you want just one response, it's a quiz, and you want the students to submit only one submission, so you have to choose one response. If you choose anyone can respond, in this case, the names will not be recorded, similar to the one that we just did. And of course, here you can specify a certain date and so on. Now, those are regarding that. For the sharing, you can here copy the link from here, and even you can make it short, and then you can distribute this one, or you can generate this QR code. Now, let us see the form that we filled a couple of minutes ago, which was technology equipment in classroom. As you can see here, it has 16 responses. So first of all, as you can see here, those are the questions. I have the 4 questions, but for branching, this is how I did the branching, where you can do it for your work. As you can see here, if for the people who choose the like a regular whiteboard, I went to end of the form, because you don't need to ask them. If he is saying that I use a whiteboard, why you ask them what if the computer has malfunction, or like the projector is not working? It doesn't make sense. So that's why if anyone choose this answer, regular whiteboard, he only answered that question. If you choose the university podium with desktop and video project, I switched him to if the podium computer is not working. Now, if the podium computer is not working, based again on his answer, if he said use my laptop with a video projector, I will switch him later after this question to what if the classroom projector is not working. Okay, and if he choose laptop, no need to like switch him to the what if the computer is not working. I switched him or branched him directly to the what if the projector is not working. So this is how can you use the branching, and it can be very handy, very useful if we used it like in our quizzes or in our surveys, whatever you wanna, similar to that one, as you can see here. And if we look at the responses, of course, here I don't have names because back to here. If we review here the settings, as you can see here, the settings, I said accept anyone can respond, and in this case, I will not have a names. And by the way, you can even make it specific for some persons within KFUPM, not for the whole KFUPM community. Now, for those responses, if you wanna, let us say that this is the attendance or this is your work and you wanted to collect the data, you can simply download Excel. And this Excel, as you can see here, it will have, of course, here we don't have names since it's anonymous. So the start time, the completion time, and the answer for each of the questions. Like for this question, that was the answers, so you can collect this data. As I said, I use this to collect the attendance. Let us see, for example, how it will be stored. I have here, say, this my classroom attendance. So let me open the Excel. So as you can see here, the time and start and completion. Of course, at a specific time, I asked them to do the attendance by having the QR code on the screen, and they scan the QR code with their mobile. So I asked them only a single question: what is your ID? But actually, I don't care about his ID here because it will be recorded here, the email and his name, who did it. So if anyone is try to attend his classmate, he will be caught from the phone. Okay, this is for this one. Now, the nice features about these two, as I said, that you can include both of them with your teams. So let us, but before I'm going to teams, let us see here that this quiz test, as you can see here, it is within, I have it within the PowerPoint. So you can have the PowerPoint, if you distribute the PowerPoint to the students, it will have the answers, it will have the form with included. And he can here answer what is the capital of Saudi Arabia. So, and maybe you can notice that the answers are changing their location because I choose to shuffle the answers. You can choose shuffling the answers in new options. So it's Riyadh. This is because we are on the show here, but it's okay. What is the holy capital? Mecca. Oh, I cannot write here. Okay, so let me write here. Okay, Mecca. I don't know if it will write or not. Okay, and yeah, it will be. So here, like question with mass. Let us say this is the correct answer, and we can upload the file. If I wanted to upload file, I can upload a file and submit. By doing that, you can have this into your PowerPoint, and the student can answer this into the PowerPoint. If we did that, let me here, quiz. I don't remember which one, but it's supposed to be that one. Yeah, quiz test. Okay, responses. For some reason, it didn't went through yet. Okay, no problem. Okay. So, as I said, the nice feature is that we can include this with Teams. Let us have, this is our Teams. And you can add it here. We can add here whiteboard. Sorry. Yep. So we can add the whiteboard here. You can add it simply by clicking the plus sign and choose whiteboard and give it any name. So you will have here. And in this case, you can share it with your students within Teams if you are using Teams. If you wanted to add quiz, for example, from assignment, create quiz. It will display the latest quizzes that you have, or you can start from scratch. Let us say we will choose this one, quiz test. And you can specify when the quiz will be available and the time duration. You can have those assignment. And so you can start the due date. And if it's allowed to submit after this date or not. So let us say you will schedule it to be in the future. You can choose the time, whatever. Due date, let us say to, okay, it doesn't matter. And you can choose different close date if you wanna, done, that's it. And in this case, you can just schedule it for the students, and the students will receive a notification that this quiz is available. Once they have it, you will have your answer within the forms. So this is how can we hopefully integrate it within Teams. Okay, we have this demo. Now, this is my proposal to that and Dr. Said Saeed. If we can add technology facts to that website. This technology facts can be hosted hosted by the DAD website, on the DAD website, and it can be only for internal access. We can have a form on the website which will be used to collect either questions from the faculty, solutions. Someone found a solution for a certain technology issue, or like some tricks can facilitate our work, and he can send it to the DAD, and that will organize them based like those solutions, tricks, and whatever. And if it's a question, it can be forwarded to colleagues to like prepare an answer and then post it back to the website. So I wonder if this is can be done or not, Dr. Said.
السلام عليكم دكتور علاء.
عليكم
Dr.
السلام.
Sayed, how are you? This is Waji. Dr. Sayed had to leave, okay, but I'm listening to your proposal. So I think what you proposed there honestly is very nice, I think, in my opinion, and I think Dr. Said would be happy to host it, or we can host it here at DAD, whether it's by the teaching and learning or learning technology, for sure. Yeah, that would be something very nice. Yes.
Thank you, Dr.
But would you be able to moderate it, let's say, or at least?
Yeah. This form will be moderated. It will be accessed only by DAD or the person who can access it. So it will be moderated. No one, the form will not be posted immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It will be sent to the DAD, and DAD will do the moderation. In this case, or the learning center, they can, if it's a solution and you found that this is a nice solution, you can post it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's a question, you will send it to other colleagues to get an answer. And once it's done, we can post it to this fact, to this frequently asked questions.
Sure. I think it's a wonderful idea, and yeah, for sure, I think we can do that.
Thank you. So I wonder if any of my colleagues, if you have any question regarding with what we just presented. And since
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, for the Microsoft form, when you take the attendance, does it generate a different QR code for each time you submit the request, or is it the same QR code? Because if it's the same QR code, then students can take pictures of it, and whenever the class comes, they can just use it and make some attendance.
If you wanted to make it change, you have to change the question, and then you can do it before any before the class, or once the class is done, you can just change the question, do something so to change the QR code. This is one possibility. Another possibility that you don't make the time the same each time. I mean, each class, the time will not be the same, and the time will be logged. So if you found someone who filled the QR code outside this time that you allocated, that means he was not attending.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, since we have some time, let me try to answer two of the questions that raised before in the session with Dr. Wajih and in the session with Dr. Wasfi. Maybe there was no time with Dr. Wasfi at that time. One of the colleagues asked, how can we enter the names into the grade score? Of course, it's straightforward, but this is not the point that I wanted to discuss. Let me show you here. Okay. Okay, sorry. Here. Here. I wanna. Yeah, technology and teaching. I will share with you like some function. This function, I consider it's like magic, and you can use it in many situations. For grade score, to store the names of the students, you have to have it in a certain format, which is the first name, last name, email, and student ID. And so the format will be like that. This is the first name, last name, and so on. Now, the point is, this is what you receive from the registrar website, that you have the student ID of the student, that's fine, but you don't have the email here. and the name is written that way. Last name, comma, first name, and like abbreviation for the middle name. And you want it that way. So the like functions that I will share with you now, I consider it like magic. As you can see here, I just wrote the first student. The first name is Thabit. I wrote it even with capitalize the first letter, and the rest are small. If you from data under sorry, home. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, fill. You can see here flash fill. So as you can see here, it did the same algorithm that you have to extract the first name for this from that one for the rest of them. Whatever the number is, if there are hundreds, it will do the same. You only need to write once. This one, the last name, okay, and with the same formatting that you choose to have the first, capitalize the first character, and the rest are small. The email, as you can see here, the email is S and then the ID at KFUPM. So here, flash ID, and this is the SID. Of course, it says the ID directly, doesn't matter, but let us do it. And then I can save this as a CSV file and import it into Gradescope. So that was the answer to that question. And this function, which is flash fill, it's very handy and it can be used in many situations, as you see here. The other point for Dr. Wajih, like one of our colleagues asked, can we automate the Dr. Wajih have the OneNote divided into for each student the homeworks and like quizzes and so on. If we can do this automated, to do that, it's better to use the teams of the section. Once you have the teams of the section, let me, it doesn't matter here, I will open any one. The class notebook. Once you have here the class notebook within your section, you have your students here. Simply, what you can do from here, class notebook, distribute new section or distribute page. If I choose distribute new section, for example, distribute new section, we can say yeah, workshop. So it will distribute that section. Now, if I wanted to distribute even a page, I can have the page from anywhere. Let us say I will distribute, it's a distributed. So if I look, I have here only one student for this testing. So you can say that, you can see here, I have workshop here. If you have here 100 students, it will be added for the 100 students at the same time. Let us say you have a page here in the content area. This page, whatever this page, and you wanted to distribute that page to, this can represent the homework, quizzes or whatever, and you wanted to distribute it to all the students. You can distribute page, or you can have individual for a particular student. And maybe you can use this, as Dr. Wajih showed to us, sometimes you have the homework of each one and you want to distribute it to this particular student. So you can have either individual distribution or distribute page. It will do it for all students. So it will be either new section. Let us say I will have it in workshop one, in workshop section. Okay. Here it is trying to distribute it to the students. Once it's done, all the students will have this page and this section. So we can see here that yes, it's available now. It's here, it's done, and already the page is distributed to the students. And of course, you can distribute individually if you wanted to distribute particular page to that student. Okay, so by that, hopefully, I would like to thank you, and if you have any question regarding what we presented, I'm glad to answer them.
Can I ask Dr. Alaa?
Yeah, sure.
جزاكم الله خير for a very informative workshop. And I just have a question regarding embedding the PowerPoint in the whiteboard. Do you run the PowerPoint from inside the whiteboard? It will show the animation.
No.
You can also write on them.
No, it will be as still image.
So you cannot run it from inside the whiteboard.
No. It's like it tells that you can collect it as a still image, but it cannot be animated. And it will be, I mean, in added beside each other.
Oh, okay.
Because at the end, it's a big board. It's a big board where you can attach several items to that board.
Okay. Also, I have a comment regarding uploading student names to Gradescope. And to tell you the truth, what I use is I get the names from Blackboard, because in Blackboard it already has first name or last name. They already have it ready. Okay. That's what I usually do. I just get it from Blackboard, not from the registrar site.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Actually, the main objective is that to introduce this function, this flash fill. I found it very handy.
I couldn't find it in. Is it called flash fill? FLASH?
Yes, it's here, Dr. Wasfi. If you can see it in the home, under here filling. Here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a function, yani, one of those
sorry,
equal.
Okay. Not equal. It's a filling. It's not.
Oh, okay. جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيك.
I have a comment, if you allow me, Dr. To you and everybody who's attending, do you have any recommendations, any other, let's say, softwares or tools that you think might be useful for KFUPM, to be used KFUPM wide? Maybe you can propose to us. For example, we have taken action regarding the Gradescope. In fact, we met with the representative of Gradescope, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and immediately we prepared a proposal to the university. It's still being reviewed here in the deanship, I think, with the dean or so, but it is in the process of, I don't know, hopefully being approved. I don't know, but if you have any other softwares or tools or things that you think would be useful to be used or to be adopted by KFUPM, please let us know.
Can I suggest this class point, Dr. Wajid? This like add-on to PowerPoint, the class point. I'm using the free version, but it has a limitation that the maximum number of students is 25 students. As if my class more than 25, I have to record some of the names by hand. And also the maximum number of questions per presentation is 5. This class point sometimes is handy As you can see here, we can prepare within the PowerPoint. We can have let me have here multiple choice. We can have some questions, and the students will log in using QR code, and they answer it, and we store the data. Here. And among other features, it has whiteboard also, it has voting and so on.
Sure. I've made a note of it.
So I can send the information to you, like this class point.
That would be great, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments or complaints? I think maybe we shall close.
Okay.
So at the end, on behalf of the Teaching and Learning Center, Dr. Said had to leave for some family business or so. So at the end, I'd like to thank Dr. Alaa Hussein from the department for his valuable workshop. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the whole thing because I had a class, but at least the part that I've attended was very useful. I've learned so much from it, and I hope that I've also learned useful tools and tips from Dr. Alaa. And thank you so much, Dr. Alaa, for your workshop, and hope to see you soon, maybe in another workshop or event by DAD.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.